Hello everybody, I don't got an intro music tonight. My nephew's not here tonight. He usually presses play. It's JoeyTLive, Leafs Talk, Life Talk, episode 13. Tonight's sponsors are myself, Joey.Tomaselli at thenovagroup.ca for all your mortgages needs. 416-553-JOEY, that's 5639 if you're ever stuck in a ditch. Remember that, I'll come and get you, me or my mother. When she's not playing Candy Crush, she's killing it tonight. I can hear the fingers bouncing right now. Special guest will be calling tonight. I'm by myself, guys. I feel like I'm in the movie The Martian. I'm Matt Damon. No one's here. I'm in space by myself making potatoes just to survive. I got another sponsor, a huge sponsor, coming. He'll be here all year with me. Vivo Transport Limited. Call Timo at 1-800-299-1253. Transportation and warehousing company, currently with 5 locations across North America. Guys, give Timo a call. He'll take care of you. Say you know me. He'll help you out even more. Okay, guys? Again, I'm alone tonight. No Wonder Boy, no Vic, no Piva, no Ralph. I think Ralph is doing squats on Highway 401 right now, looking for someone to pick him up. Again, I feel like Matt Damon. We'll get to that again later. Get a little short story before I start. Welcome everyone who's watching. Amanda, Carmen Nicolini, welcome to the show. Carmen, went to school together, great memories. I went out Saturday night. It's a little side story before I get into it. I was 37 years old. My mom really wants me to get married. I know I keep bringing that up. I saw a group of girls and I went up to the prettiest one, no offense to the other 4. I'm not going to mention their names so they won't be offended. And I said, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Because I'm very polite. I got 2 older sisters. I was raised right. And this one girl from the side, she was about a 6.5 out of 10. She goes, sorry, she's taken. I said, who are you, Liam Nielsen? I said, listen, all I want to do is talk to your friend, okay? I'm not here to take her to Europe and kidnap her. I just wanted to get to know her. And I had to let her know that I called her Liam Nielsen all night. And then she finally laughed. And then before you know it, all 4 were cheerleaders on my team. But that's how it usually works, is I got a touch of gold. I should be a chiropractor. Okay, guys, let's get right into it. Enough of my personal life. Planning to get married by 40, send your resumes to my mother at Mary Tomaselli 49 at Hotmail. She doesn't even know it. She has to look it in her, keeps her password actually in her sunglasses kit. Is that where you keep your password? Safekeeping? Safekeeping? Okay, so guys, welcome again. It's my 13th show. Shout out to Cabby Cabral from TSN giving me a shout out tonight. I appreciate that. Been his friend since 2008. Always wanted to do something with him. He actually told me to my face, I can't let you come on the show because you'll take my job. Cabby, that meant a lot to me, and he always told me to do it on your own, and I was too lazy, and here I am in 2017 doing it on my own. What's up, Natalie? Mr. Suave, she calls me. Send in a resume. My mom will take a look at it. Thank you for that. Basically, who out there seen the Austin Matthews special on Sportsnet? I thought that was pretty phenomenal. It showed where Mateo came from. Guys, he grew up in Arizona. It's plus 39 every night. Every day. They have no hockey arenas. I don't know how. I think he learned in his freezer, in his fridge, how to play hockey. Like, it makes no sense. His mom is from Copacabana. His dad is from, I think, California. How those 2 specimens made that creature doesn't make no sense. He's a phenomenal player. He lost a game of golf, and he says he hates when his sister beats him. I just didn't want my sister beating me when I was growing up. 2 sisters that were like Van Damme and Chuck Norris, 2 kicks for the price of 1. That's why I kind of walk with a limp. Thanks, shout out to Sandra and Nadia, wherever you are tonight. Sandra's probably sleeping and Nadia's probably reading a book somewhere. But again, I went out Saturday night. It was a good night. I love when the Leafs played. Always adds to the night. Again, Austin Matthews special. Tough loss in Phoenix. I forgot to bring up the last show. I couldn't believe that Austin Matthews that goal was disallowed. I thought the spear was 50-50, but I think the goalie had time to get up. I know I'm talking about a game that was 2 days ago. I still think that should have counted. He went upstairs where he always does, and too bad that goal didn't count. I don't think they would have lost that game. I wish Wonder Boy was here right now. This is where I'll take a water break and have him say something, but he is not here right now, so I'm going to have to keep on going. Florida tonight, fluky first goal by the Florida Panthers. Usually they have less people in their audience, in the crowd, than I have on Facebook Live. They average about maybe 8,000 people, but when Toronto's in town, that stadium was packed, looked like a Leaf game. What a fluky goal to start off the game. Florida made it 1-0. It was really an entertaining game. I thought Luongo played great. Anderson, he looks like a starting goalie. He looks fantastic. He started to play like what we thought he was, and Lamoriello brought him in to do is be our number one goalie. He looks like he's going to play at least 60, 70 games, no problem. Maybe Machiavelli will get the start Saturday night against Washington. That's our next game against the Caps. Kadri, wow, he's turned into quite a superstar for $4.5 million a year. That's a steal. Players like him are usually getting $7 or $8 million. I actually thought when they signed him for $4.5 million, we overspent for him because he wasn't really playing up to his potential. But now he's actually a bargain at $4.5 million, and he's on an 8-game point streak. He's got, I think, 11 goals now, one behind Mateo, and he's our second best player in the team. And boy, does he throw some dirty hits. He throws some crazy hits, and he's been playing great lately. So what do you think about that, Wonder Boy? Oh, you're sleeping? Okay, Wonder Boy's not here right now, so I'm going to just keep on going. Wonder Boy, I miss you, buddy, wherever you are, studying for that big test. Okay, so let's get back. Kadri ties it up. Basically, Marner and Mateo were buzzing at the last 2 minutes of the game. It was pretty entertaining to watch it. I think Marner had a good chance of scoring to tie it up. He just missed it with a nice feed by Mateo. Wish he could have tied that up. Anderson looked good with the last couple minutes left. They went into overtime, down a man. Man, did they almost score with a second left. I think Riley hit the crossbar. So they had to go into a shootout. We haven't lost yet in overtime, so we are now 14-8-1 with 29 points. Not a bad record at all. Lost in a shootout. Marlowe is the only goal scorer for us. I don't care who scored for them because they're not on my team. Basically losing the game, but it was a very entertaining game. God bless the Leafs for pulling it out. At least 1 point, I'll take it for sure. Guys, if you have any question, yes, Mike Spataro, I am alone tonight. I might have a special caller, Mike Franco might be giving me a call in 5 to 10 minutes, and maybe your son, Ralphie Chase Spataro, when he's not doing pole vaulting at Boyd Park in Woodbridge, he might actually give me a call. Kevin Medeiros with a sweet question. Joey, I splashed some cold water in your face, JT. You look tired. Good game tonight, entertaining. Goalie battle tonight, goalie score. Well, Kevin, you know I haven't aged since we worked together in 2008 at LA Fitness. Kevin's a great guy, Portuguese, good friend of mine. Loves his hockey. Actually walks around like he's Brett the Hitman Hart. Only works on his tries, actually, when he's at the gym. But he is a passionate hockey person. I love the guy, great guy. He knows I don't need to splash water. I smell like Dolce. I am Dolce, and that's pretty much it. Thank you, Kevin, for coming out tonight and be a part of the show. If you have any more questions, shoot away. Don per kilo, I know you're listening. I know you're watching, big guy. Thank you for coming out again tonight. Terrible, terrible situation. Well, we didn't get the 2 points, but we got the 1. So again, I'm happy that next game is Saturday against Washington. I don't know if any of you guys watched a TFC game last night. It was in Columbus. They were looking to play for the tie, and they did just that, 0-0. Two best players were on the press box watching the game, Javinko and Jose Altidore. We got the 0-0 tie. What's up with these games being 40 days apart in the MLS playoffs? It makes no sense. Next game's Wednesday. I might go, but I also need to wear snow pants. I got to bring a heater, my socket, my pockets, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I'm going to go to that game. I think they're going to pull it out. They need redemption for last year. The finals, I believe, is December 9th. I think Toronto needs this. They definitely need to win it. They have to make up for last year. I think I'll be moving back to Liberty Village December 1st. So if they win, I'll probably wait for them in the streets with my robe on, just waiting to celebrate with the rest of Toronto. I think they're going to pull this out. They got the 0-0 tie in Columbus. They're going to get the win, I think, which is Wednesday night against Columbus in Toronto. So thanks for Toronto FC for finally doing something good for us, getting the tie. Two best players out. Next game is Wednesday. Raptors got killed tonight in New York. Here's a situation I want to say about the Raptors. I think they should make a trade for Dante Jordan from LA Clippers for JV and even put a Norm Powell. I don't think JV has jumped in the last 3 weeks. He's very slow. I think me and my mom could probably beat him in a 100 meters dash in a race. He does not look good. If we could somehow get Jordan from the Clippers, I think his athleticism, his rebounding would be fantastic for the Raptors. them losing in New York bothers me again. If they want to be considered a contender, they got to beat the New York Knicks. I know the New York Knicks are playing a lot better with the Unicorn and all those other players that they have, but they should be walking into New York at 15-8, 15-7, and smoke those guys. That's why I can't take them serious. They'll have their 2 good games. They'll lose to a team like New York Knicks when they don't have any star players besides the Unicorn. So nothing more I could say about the New York Knicks Raptors game, but Raptors, you got to win that game and go for Jordan. I hope the GM of the Raptors makes a big decision and goes out and gets Jordan for JV, and even throw in Norman Powell. I think that would be a good trade. You know, Jordan averages 16 rebounds a game. JV can't even get 6 to 7, so he's 7'10", I think, and he still can't get a rebound. Doesn't make no sense. Tom per kilo. Off the Leafs for a minute. Edmonton is falling apart like a bad Jenga. What do you think is wrong? Well, Dominic, I think what they did wrong was they signed Draisaitl to a long-term contract. He had basically half a good year in a decent playoffs. They signed him for 8 years at $8 million. They still have the Nuge for $7 million a year. They need a lot more speed. Poor McDavid, he's flying around there. He can't do everything himself. I think their GM has to look themselves in the mirror and say he's made a lot of mistakes. I think Lucic's a great player, but I think he's probably a better player he was 2 years ago than he is today, and that's their problem right now. Their goalie's having a bad year, and as scary as it sounds, they might get the first, second, or third overall pick in the lottery draft again. They went backwards, you know. It's funny though, Dominic, funny you asked that question about Edmonton. I remember looking at teams like Buffalo and Florida and being jealous of them with all the young talent they have. And now I'm looking at my Maple Leafs and I'm thinking I'm happy for what we got right here. We're looking way better than those 3 teams. And they were supposed to be miles ahead of us, but that's what happens when you get a kid from Arizona whose mother used to work at Coco Bongos in Cancun. And that's the bottom line, because Austin Mateo said so. So that's a great question, Dominic. Again, the Raptors got killed in New York. Anyone else have any questions for me? Matt, I'm the Martian tonight. I'm definitely eating potatoes on my own. And we got Kevin Medeiros in the house, Dominic per kilo, always listening. Thanks for coming out, guys. New sponsor tonight, like I told you. I'm glad to see that things are picking up on the show. Dominic actually said a good point. I think it's back-to-back games this weekend. That's when I need Wonder Boy, and he's not here right now. I don't know what to do without the kid. I might have to pay him more to show up here. But let's see if we got any calls right now. I know my boy Franco will be calling. And this is the first time. Okay, let's go. Early still. What is Kevin asking? Edmonton will come back strong. You know what, Kevin? I don't think Edmonton will come back strong. They're third last place. They're last in the league. I do not see them coming back and making a run at the playoffs. I think the West is too strong. You can't start off the year having their record, and the only one that's running on all cylinders is McDavid, and that's not enough. Draisaitl, even Strome they got, he's not good. It's definitely not going to be. Wonder Boy is missed. Edmonton will, brother. I don't know, Kevin. I do not see them coming back unless they make a trade. They need to do what Pittsburgh did a year ago, or actually a year ago, when they were saying Crosby and Malkin were done. They made some trades, got some speed. Edmonton needs a lot more speed if they want to keep up with everyone. There's not enough speed on that team. It does not look good for Edmonton. So, guys, any other questions, come at me right now. I'm by myself. I feel like a Sunday morning when you wake up alone and you got nowhere to go but your mom's house to eat some gnocchi. That's all that's left right now, guys. Anyone have any questions? JoeyTLive, episode 13. Show's going great, guys. Thank you for showing. Share this with as many people as you can. I think our last show had over 1,000 views. 2 shows ago was 1,800. Very humbled to see that many people listening and watching my show, and Wonder Boy is a big part of it. So is Piva and Vic Vescio. Thank you for you guys coming out. They bring a lot of hockey knowledge to the show. Dominic per kilo coming at me again with Montreal and Edmonton won't make the playoffs. No, Montreal has no shot of making the playoffs. I think that team is a disaster for the next 7 to 10 years. As much as I don't like the Montreal Canadiens, I think they need to fire the GM, the PK Subban trade. I know I've talked about this 7 episodes in a row. I think that's their curse. They should have never got rid of PK. That team needs to be blown up, but it's going to be a long. You got Price that has a $10 million a year contract starting next year, and he's been injured the last 2 to 3 years. That's not a good sight for them. They got no offense up front. They traded their best defenseman for Drew Hannon. He's killing it in Tampa Bay. He's got more points. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to try. He's got 14 points. They brought Drew Hannon for offense. He's got 13 points. And the defenseman, which is harder to come by in the NHL, who's a rookie, has 14 points. They're just the Cornutos all over Montreal these days. Well, Dominic Perkilo with another great question. Thank you, Dom, for keeping me off life support. What did Buffalo pay Reichel and all that money for? I don't recall him leading for a star. Well, Dominic, he actually is a great player. He had 64 points in 63 games last year, had a high ankle sprain. That was his second year. His first year, he was second in scoring. He's a great player. He's actually getting $10 million a year. So that's why in the next year, year and a half with Nylander, Mateo, and Marner, I don't know how they're going to spread this money around. So that's why I know JVR is going to be gone. He's going to want $6 or $7 million next year. He's got 11 goals. He'll probably score 25 to 30. We don't got enough room for JVR's bankroll because Marleau pretty much took that money at $6.5 million. So Reichel, I think he's probably the third or second best American in the world today. Austin Matthews 1, Johnny Hockey 2nd, and I would go Eichel 3rd. Thank God the Olympics didn't happen because that USA team would be pretty lethal with all those guys up front. And yeah, Eichel's, he deserves his $10 million, Dominic. Once you get to a point a game in the NHL, you average a point a game, you're getting your money. So back-to-back games where the crossbar is still ringing. I know, Dominic, that Riley shot with 2 seconds left, we could have got that extra point, but definitely didn't get that inch away from getting the 2 points. But again, having a record that we have, 29 points, I'm happy where we're at right now. Definitely need to see some upside on the goal scoring. I think we've kind of slowed down, only averaging 1 goal in the last 2 games. We could use some offense from other players. I know Bozak looks snake-bitten and need some more offense from other players. Kevin Medeiros, Jack Eichel is a piece. No respect. He's demanding too soon to be like that. 3rd right now. No class like Matthews. Yeah, again, I love Jack Eichel. I think he's a good player. But Buffalo needs to keep players like that in that city. It's hard to keep players in Buffalo. You know, it's not a city like Toronto. They had to pay him the big bucks, and he was averaging a point a game, and that's pretty much what it costs. Look, I think Eichel's better than Nugent Hopkins, and you got Taylor Hall and Everly, and those guys are getting $7 million. And don't count out on Eichel. He's a great player, and I think he's going to be great for years to come. I hate the fact that he got $10 million because it sets the bar for players on our team like Matthews and Nylander and Marner. I hope they all go in Lou Lamoriello's office and they all take 7 each, but easy for me to say, but hopefully they do take something like that. I don't like him either. Kevin, I know you're not a big fan of Eichel, but again, he definitely needs to stay in Buffalo. Dominic Perkilo, I think Bab needs to keep Mateo and Marner together. Who would you like to see to complete that line? You know what? I think that line needs a grinder. I don't like Hyman on that line. I think he misses too many chances. I'll put Hyman back to the 3rd or probably even the 4th line. I think on that line with Marner and Matthews, I would definitely not split them up. Give them a good 10-game stretch run together. I think if you put them 10 games and they get comfortable not looking over their shoulders, I'd probably put Leo. I think Leo will add a lot of grit to that line, or Brown. You need to have some grit with all that skill. So either Leo Komarov or Brown on that first line, I think would complete that line very nice. I don't know why Babs sees so much in Hyman. I think he's a good player. He really works hard, but I don't think he does enough to complement those 2 players. And I think Mateo's played too much with Hyman. I think it's time to split those guys up for good. Yeah, Marleau would be actually a nice addition, but I think he complements the 2nd or 3rd line to even out the scoring. You don't want 3 top guys on one line. I think it would make sense. So basically, Dominic, to answer your question, this is how I would do the lines. I would go Marner, Matthews, Brown. 2nd line, JVR, Bozak, Nylander. 3rd line, Marleau, Kadri, Komarov. 4th line, I'll bring up Kapanen, get some more speed, Dominic Moore, and Martin, just in case someone screw with the kids and he gets to slap them around. Those are my 4 lines. Exactly how I would do it. Pretty much you could even switch, you know, if you really want to make it scary, put Nylander on that line with Matthews and Marner, and put Marleau up with Bozak and JVR, and just add a Kapanen with Kadri and Komarov. Wow, that would be some nice addition to that lines. So, you know what, guys, everyone has an opinion, and I know Babcock at the end of the day, he says that team's his, and it is his. It's like, when I come to my dad's house, that food's his, and I got asked to eat it first. It's basically how it works. He's the captain, he's the leader. He basically tells everybody how it goes, and there's nothing that anyone could do about it. But I would definitely keep Marner's and Matthews together. I think I haven't seen a combination like that since Gretzky and Curry, Lemieux and Jagr, all those great players that we've had in the past. Edmonton, okay, Kevin, my thoughts exactly. I think Babs needs to keep Marleau. These are questions I'm reading 40 times over, guys. I still want to see where my special guest caller is tonight. Good old reliable Franco. Let's see if he gives a call tonight. Not yet. Basically, any other good questions out there, guys, tonight. I'm willing and able to answer any questions that you want. We're going to have some big guests coming, some hockey players coming in the near future, guys. Don't be surprised if you see one of the players watching or sitting next to me in the next couple episodes. I got some big things coming. I got a banner coming behind me. You're not going to see all my mother's pictures and her fireplace behind me. Starting December 1st, I will be living on my own again. Things will be looking up for Joey Tomaselli, JoeyTLive. I'm going to have a nice little studio, set it up nice, keep the show going. Guys, if you want to hear any other topics, whether it's more TFC talk, more Raptors, even the Argos, I know we don't give them enough attention. They're going to the Grey Cup in Ottawa. I do not watch that much football, especially Argos football, but you know what? If they win, it's better for the city. If we could get the Argos winning this year, TFC, knock on wood, the Leafs go far, it's going to be a great year, and who knows, LeBron James sprains an ankle, we might go to the finals, because the Cavs can definitely not even beat a D-League team without LeBron James. Man, how good does Kyrie Irving look right now with the Boston Celtics? I bet LeBron James wish he never left him. Kyrie Irving, 16, he's my MVP right now for this season. Without Hayward, he's basically carrying that team on his back. He's a great player, and people forget he hit the game-winning shot to beat Golden State Warriors. That's the one thing I disagree with when people come to me and ask me who's the best basketball player of all time. It's always going to be Michael Jordan. LeBron is a great player, freak of nature, averages 26, 7, 7, but he doesn't have that killer instinct. And Michael Jordan would have finished all those games that LeBron can't. Michael Jordan went 6-0 in the playoffs. I know everyone says stop looking at his record and how many rings he has. Michael Jordan's never went to Game 7 in the playoffs, in the finals. He's just a better player, guys. We need to stop comparing, like, who's the best basketball player all time. It's Michael Jordan. LeBron James, top 5 of all time, maybe top 3. I still don't think he's better than Kobe Bryant. Never mind Michael Jordan. So I think without Kyrie Irving, LeBron James is not going to win nothing this year unless there's actually no trade for him to make to become a better team. So definitely, I see Cavs probably. Wow, it depends, Dominic. If Cleveland Cavs are still going to win the East, you know what? It's going to be a tough one for them to beat Boston. I think their bench is a little deeper than Cleveland, and I think they're actually quicker than Cleveland. And LeBron James is playing the most minutes in the NBA right now. It's his 15th year in the NBA. He needs to be actually taking 5 minutes off a game. He's not doing that, and he's got to realize he shouldn't care if he finishes 7th in the East, 8th in the East. He just needs to get to the playoffs. I think it's silly that they're jacking him. I don't know how he has all those minutes and he's playing back-to-back nights. Too much basketball for LeBron James. By the time he gets to the finals, I think if he even gets to the finals, Golden State's going to smack him around because he's going to be dead tired like last year. You can't be 33, 34 years old and playing 39 minutes a night. It's too much on his body, even though he's in the best shape, better than anybody in the NBA by himself. Anthony Brevetti, Joe, tough loss. Hating my drink at Jack's. You know what, Brevetti, you just got to enjoy it. Take a double shot. You'll forget about it. They got the point. At the end of the day, we have a great record. I thought they played hard. They were snake bitten on a couple of shots. Riley scores that goal. We don't even go to the shootout in overtime. We get our 2 points. I hate when the Leafs lose. And if I was even a betting man betting on the Leafs, I can never bet against the Leafs. I always want them to win. And it was a tough loss. We definitely needed the 2 points. It is MG Guerin. You're right. Yes, Dominic, to answer your question, MJ is the best. No problems, dude. Third overall, still Bravetti? I believe so. It depends what other teams do tonight. 29 points in about 22 games, I believe, 23 games. That's not a bad start. Hold on, guys. We got a call right now. I was dying here. Hello? Holy Franco, where have you been? I've been on a raft here like Castaway by myself, brother.
I'm like Castaway too, eating pizza by myself, just thinking about the game, and I can't believe that they put our boys together, Richie and Matthews, and guess what the result was? Luongo won again.
You know what, Franco, Luongo's been in this game long enough. I think he's 4th all time in wins. Only thing he hasn't won was a Stanley Cup, and he went to Game 7. 2 gold medals. You know, you got to take this point with a grain of salt. I think it was a good point to get, Franco. But how do you feel about the crowd being all Toronto and Florida basically having no crowd when Toronto's not there?
Well, number one, I feel like the grain is not a salt. Salt is different than a grain. Number two, the pizza being is full of salt, so it sucks the bag. Number three, every time they go on the Florida road trip, guess what they do? They take their fathers and they go golfing, they get drunk, and they have a terrible show every time in Florida, either beat them live, or whatever they call it. It's a joke.
Yeah, you know what, Franco? I noticed that. They always go fishing. I think Kadri had a shark. I was hoping he was actually going to bite his nose, take a little bit off it, Franco, but he didn't do that. But he's got enough money where he could get that handled on his own. What do you think about his nose, Franco?
Oh my God, he's got a nose like our buddy Paul LaLuca, whatever it is. They look the same. They can be doppelgangers.
100%. How do you feel about your buddy Anderson? I know you were killing him in the media, on the show. How do you feel about Anderson's play right now, Franco?
Well, I'm really enjoying it. I get on purpose. You know how I work. Everybody knows I work on backwards. I do it like a fire under everybody. The only thing he didn't do was catch me on the bottom. Done that. But he knows who I am. We know everything about each other. I didn't freaking prove me wrong. Guess what he did? He stepped up again. 5 straight, 6 straight games now. That's the Anderson I like. You know, I should say I know, but that's the kind of guy I like. For a Danish guy with a sausage breath, it's pretty good.
That's not bad. Well, Franco, thank you for coming on the show. Can you pass the phone to my co-host, Ralph Che? I know he's dying to get on. Hasn't been on the show for a while. Franco, thanks for the call. Let's pass it over to Ralph Spataro, my co-host, who's finally in the house tonight. Ralph, are you there?
I'm here, Gigi.
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Just trying to wrap my head around these flying combinations that Todd talked about. But they were actually, you know what? I was really impressed with the effort they put in the third period, Joe, with no shots on net. They just woke up with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, Ralph, I was actually talking to a couple of our fans here, and I was thinking, these are the lines, and I want to run these past you, and then you tell the crowd out here what you feel. I think the first line, this is what I want to do for the first line, what my brain's telling me, but then I'm going to tell you what my heart's telling me. Marner, Mateo, Brown. But hold off for a second. So that's Marner, Mateo, Brown, then JVR, Bozak, Nylander. Second line. Third line, Marleau, Kadri, Komarov. Fourth line, Kapanen, Moore, Martin. But really, why not switch Brown with Nylander? JVR and Bozak aren't really doing much. Put Brown on there to muck it up. Put Nylander on a line with Mateo Marner and have a true first scary line. What do you feel about that, Ralph?
Wow, you know what? Honestly, God, that's a deadly line combination that was there. And I actually like, Sandy Captain's son to get his feet wet. I like him with Martin on the fourth line without his more. But if you can, I thought about this honestly, I thought about this when I was watching Edmonton. I said, okay, Frankfurt's out last night. They actually hammered the Wings, but with their lacking would have been the same situation at least have now in that they
I would stick, you know what? Why not? Especially when the offense is dry like it is tonight in the last two games when it's 1-1, 1-0. Put that line together. At the end of the day, you put Brown with Bozak and JVR, what is it really lacking from what they had with Marner? Not much.
It's not lacking much. It's actually more grit in the corners for a guy like Brownie. Brownie's you know what? People they overlook the guy does a lot of little things. There's a lot of little things right. Like Hyman's not going right now. Eland's not going right now. Shake it up by putting those two boys together. So Hyman back to Hyman. You put Hyman with Caddy's our boy, Joey.
You know what? Kadri, wow, what a steal, Ralph, at $4.5 million for 5 years. Wow.
And I remember you saying that Joe big time. That was a good move.
It was good money, but at the same time, part of me was saying that might be too much money because he hasn't proven himself to even get another year under his belt. It's not too long ago and Shanahan was benching him for 3 games, suspending him for not even doing nothing on the ice. It's just his play off the ice and how he was acting. It's crazy.
Yeah, but we knew why. Like off the ice, you knew where he was at.
Yeah, off the ice, he was playing 21 in a back alley with a couple of our cousins, you know?
100%. He was playing poker. One of our shows that we don't play. You know what? People catch on to that guy. He spoke to it. He woke up. Last month, you know, took full range him and look at the place turn off the beat, man. He honest to God, Caddy for me is our captain, hands down.
Oh, Ralphie Che, give me 1 second. I'm going to actually move the camera over here so they could hear you better on the speaker. 1 second, big guy. There we go, Ralph. We actually got a question, Ralph. Can you hear me?
Yep.
We got a question. We got a question from your dad. Why are the Leafs starting off slow the last couple of games? I do see a trend. It's like me on the treadmill. I start off slow, Ralph, and I start to pick it up when the girls walk in. What do you feel about that?
I'll tell you why. They're not playing like if he was on the air right now. It said the same thing. Not that Babcock's playing a trap at all, but the forecheck. They're forechecking hard, and there's one man back in the neutral zone, Joey. So what they're playing for is a counter. So if they don't get that lucky break, guess what? All 5 guys are behind the red.
It's crazy though, Ralph. Usually we were watching, the first 7-8 games, most exciting team in the league, but we have to score 7 to win. I think Babcock's put a little halt on that and said, you know what, guys? Play some defense. Hopefully Mateo rings one off the crossbar, off the goalie's neck and in. And I think that's what he's looking for.
Exactly, Michael. Honest to God, that's exactly it, Joey. Exactly.
Oh, and I never got to ask you, Ralph, sorry to interrupt. What are your lines? What would you go with?
Right, you know what? You laughed at me, but I swear to God, the only moving part I would have there would be Zach Hyman. Like, I got Hyman in a 2-3 spot, and I got Hyman with Cadby, or I got Hyman with our buddy Bozak. I'm good. Those lines to me are excellent, honest to God.
Yeah, I put Hyman exactly too. Either on the third line with Komarov and Kadri. I think he would be a perfect addition to that line. He would. A grit right across the board, and Kadri's going to do a wrister like we did on our driveway playing ball hockey against Scala and the boys. I think.
Oh yeah, I wish.
There, take a water bottle off because I think Hyman shouldn't be on the first line no more. I think Hyman's. No. That's enough now. We've seen enough of him on the first line. He's had his chance. He's had a year and a half almost. That's enough with Hyman on the first line. I think Babcock, I don't know if he baptized him back in 88, 89. I don't know what happened. He bought him one of those Cornuto signs to go around the neck. And I think that costs a lot of money at Damiani Jewelers. And he just keeps on playing him. I don't understand why. What do you feel about that, Ralphie Che?
No, that's actually really funny. Damiani Jewelers. I don't disagree at all that point. I'll tell you. We have, like you and I, if Vic was on the air as well, Vic, that was one of Vic's kids.
No, I like him, but he's not a first-line hockey player. That's enough.
Vic was the same thing. He's a pug. He's a hard-working, grinding winger. He might score 15 and 20 like he's normally going to do, but Austin Matthews needs talent.
You know what he is? You know what he is, Ralph? It's like when we go to the club, me and you, we're first line all day, right? We bring that third guy. We bring that third guy that's out of shape, hasn't been out in a while. And, you know, we throw him in the corners. Let him work the crowd a bit. You know, he does all the hard work. We come there looking like Starsky and Hutch, and we just take over. That's what Hyman's got to be. He's got to be that guy on the second or third line and just play hard, buddy. Zach Morris is going to do his plays. He, like, even tonight, he had a chance to end the game. I think he dove. Okay, he took a cross check off the back of his neck, but that was pretty rough. That was pretty much how I got surgery on my neck, that play right there. But
yeah, if you only told that story again.
he definitely got freaking killed right there. Vic Vescio's in the house. Hi, boys, I'm here. We got Vic Vescio. Nicest beard. I think he actually got his beard tattooed by one of my favorite tattoo artists, Danny in Brampton, guys. He did all my tattoo work. I'll give you his number and his name pretty close. Vic Vescio's in the house with that nice Persian beard. God bless Vic Vescio. Oh, great hockey insider. I'm glad to have him a part of our team. He's coached a lot of players, guys. What a shutout by Cabby tonight for me. Did you see that, Ralphie Che?
Oh, 100%. Did you know Ralphie Che's your biggest fan? Go like Cabby would love it.
That's amazing. We got Mike Spataro. He played very well last year on the first line. It's a good point, Mike. I think last year he did play well, but I think it's time for him now to drop down to second or third. And it's not a demotion. It's not that we're punishing Hyman. I just don't think he should be playing, especially with Marner and Matthews. I think when they whip those passes across, he wants to knee it in because he doesn't know what happens. I think it's too fast for him.
Vic will tell you, like, the kid's got tremendous speed, got a lot of grip, but you gotta to handle a pass from, like, for players like Mark, Mitchie, Matthews, and Nylander, you can't have stone hands. And for me,
No, you got to be ready, Ralph. You got to be ready.
Yeah. You gotta be ready. For me, he's got a bit of that cold hand, that stone hand syndrome. But, I mean, I guess they're working with what they have now. Like, Josh Legal just completely fell off the map.
He can't get back. You know what? Why won't they give Kapanen another go? I don't know why he's struggling to get back up there. It doesn't make sense for me.
I think it's confidence. Like, Kapanen's got all the tools in the world. He can skate. He's got an incredible hand. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is that's holding him, why they're holding him.
He scored a big goal in the playoffs last year. I think you give him a run. Who's the Russian on the fourth line? He doesn't get enough minutes. Yeah, Samsonov, whatever, from 87. I don't know. That guy from the Boston Bruins, Samsonov, 4'5". But that guy, he doesn't get enough minutes to showcase his talent. The fourth line's tough. I think you go to the fourth line to die like a single guy goes to Bolton to die. It's the same feeling. You know what I mean? Like.
You're right now, man.
Yeah, that's why I got 8 more days, Ralphie Che. Then we're back in business in Liberty Village. But
I can't wait because this has been hell.
I definitely think, they're wasting the Russian and Kapanen, not playing them on the fourth line. Dominic Moore's kind of slowed down a bit. Martin, God bless him, he's there for grit and leadership, but
he's the best looking guy there.
Best looking guy, it's probably why he deserves to be on the team. Let's just keep him there for his looks. But again, back to Hyman. I still like Hyman. He's a steal at what he's making, but literally he needs to be on the second or third line. That's enough. Dominic Brachilo with a question for me and you. Throw anyone you want on the wing, but keep Mateo and Marner together. That's a great point, Dominic. I think let's keep Marner. Ralph agrees with you, Dom. So do I. Let's keep Marner and Mateo together all year. Trust me, guys. Those are 67 assists. It'll be like Craig Janney to Brett Hall or Adam Oates to Cam Neely. Pick one. It's a great combination. Vic Vescio with another question. I agree, but he brings a different element to that line. Zach doesn't hurt and won't hurt you. The skill guys are the most frustrating to coach, boys. Oh, Vic, with hair like yours, I hate to disagree with your hair, but you know what, Vic? It's my show, my rules, and I love you like a brother. But Hyman's got to be in the second. I know you coached him. My dad tried to coach me to be a mechanic. Guess what? It didn't work out, Vic. And I'm a salesman. That's what I am by heart. Hyman, he's a grinder. Second, third line. You don't see grinders on first line too often. You know what I mean? Semenko was with Gretzky because he had to be,
He had to be as a protector.
If Mario Lemieux had someone like that, he'd be playing every game. He would not even play the short amount of games in his career.
Mario did. His name was Bobby Brown. Remember how that turned out?
Yeah, for sure. 49 goals for freaking Patrick Swayze here. That's for sure.
Right, then you lost it 3 years later.
Again, Vic, no disrespect to the kid that you brought up through the ranks. Last time I'll say it, I want Hyman on the second or third line. I actually think he'll bring up his element would actually be more flourished on the third line with a Kadri and Kamarov, 110%.
Oh, you can even dress it up and go Brownie, Kadri, Hyman.
Yeah, but then where do you put Komarov? On the fourth line?
Well, you shake them up. You come up on the two spot.
Komarov with Bozak and JVR. Yeah, those guys need a slap. You know the cocaine that they do on the bench in the nose?
Exactly.
That's what those guys... Like JVR, is it just me or has he got the laziest 11 goals I've ever seen in my life?
Laziest 11 goals. He's a 3H player. Back towards the goal. Hand on, stick on the ice, outside the blue.
I don't even notice him, Ralph, when he plays, and he's got 11 goals. He's going to get $8 million next year for this year. Watch, you'll see.
You're not going to notice him anymore. I swear to God, I get asked Vic. I would move. You know, that's the package there. That's who you're shopping. You're shopping JVR.
Oh, you have to shop JVR. You have to, because the $6.5 million went to Marlowe. They're not going to give JVR. JVR might as well get a real estate agent and start shopping for homes across the USA. That's what he should be doing.
100%. They could just knock on Edmonton's door and grab a very good friend of Vic, Darnell Nurse, package JVR because Connie Mack needs a winger, and try to make a move there because they, on all fairness, Joe, Edmonton has Jesse Pugliarvi. He had a great game tonight. He's coming up. He'll be okay on the back end. They can move a Darnell Nurse.
Well, Vic has an actual good question. Why are we talking about Nylander, who hasn't been playing well, and are we being too quick on hyping Nylander? You know what? Nylander had an actual...
We're not quick on hyping him. He's a stud.
I think he's a stud. Scored the game winner the last couple games in overtime. Yes, he doesn't have as many goals as I would like, but you know what? He still plays a good, effective game. He's an offensive player, and he's still young, guys. He's, what, 21 years old?
Yep.
I still think give that kid some time. He's going to be a lethal 70, 80-point player in his sleep. Yes, can he put up more points? But I think we're such a well-balanced team. And to answer your question too, Vic, all those players are getting 14, 15 minutes each. They're not really getting like a first and second typical line of 20, 21 minutes. And yeah, I think that's the difference there. It's hard to get your points when you're only playing 14 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Or, you know, it's true. You know what? You can't get your cookies when you play that kind of
Do you remember, Ralph? Do you remember when Pat Quinn only used to play Sundin 18 minutes and there was an uproar in the city?
I think as long as you and I discussed the years, I think it's like 1856, and that was like shocking because McGillivray wouldn't see the ice either. We made no fucking sense.
Yeah, it didn't. And, you know, Pat Quinn used to keep his minutes low, but you know what? Pat probably knew he had to face New Jersey Devils, and he had Bobby Holik hanging on Sundle's shoulders with Scott Stevens about to give you a hip check to take all your sockets out of your hip joints.
100%. And they used to match him up with Scotty Gomez. That was the worst match.
I felt so sorry for Sundin. Switching topics, poor guy had to go against New Jersey, the best goalie in the world to shoot on. He had the worst line mates, and he had Scott Stevens coming. Anytime his head comes out, his wisdom teeth will pop out. And then you got Danico and you got Bobby Holik, probably one of the best shadowers of all time in hockey. Got paid $8 million to shadow people.
He was the biggest thief on earth. You know, he stole $9 million a year from the fucking Rangers. He was a thief.
He was nothing special. His contract came at the right time, but he knew how to shadow player. And Sundin still produced with that bestia all over his back. That bestia looked like he wasn't even from a country. I think they just made up a country. I think that guy was an alien. He had a pug face, and he talked like someone pulled his tongue right out of its socket. You remember how he used to talk? Yeah, Matt Sundin, cover tie. Couldn't even finish a sentence.
It's true. He sounded like Corky got kicked in the nuts.
He sounded like Sammy Davis Jr. on his last song in the 14-song concert. That's what he sounded like. He was poor Matt Sundin. I saw actually Matt Sundin in the crowd. God bless him when it was Edmonton versus Colorado. No, Ottawa versus Colorado in Sweden. Good to see Matt's watching the game, living the life with his $91 million. He earned every penny of it, man.
$91 million that we know of, boys. You know what kind of investments he's got. He's a good son, though.
Oh, I love Sundin.
He'll never step foot. He'll never, like, you see how awkward it was when he came back. Like, he won't come here.
You know what? He spent 13 years with us, man. He gave the city everything. He didn't complain. He never had wingers. You know what? Let Sendo be. It's like when Elvis wanted to eat fattening food. All those hit records, let him eat cheeseburgers, whatever he wants to do. The guy had it all. You know what I mean? Vic Vescio, good point. But what sets players apart is consistency. Who are the guys in the Leafs that are always consistent in what they do? Listen, again, I know you have 4 Hyman jerseys on you right now, Vic, and every time you take one off, you got another one underneath. All I'm saying is Hyman needs to be on the second or third line. I don't care if Nylander forgets to jump on the shift and he's in the bathroom. Put him on the first line with Marner and Mateo. Buddy, close your eyes. You think you're watching an Oilers game from the 80s. Trust me.
Oh, it's not even a joke. That's free-wheeling pond hockey. You'll see what will happen. It's funny because if you talk to ask Vic individually, even a guy like Austin Matthews, the slickest player on that team is Willie Nylander.
Nylander, the way he holds that puck, it's like a wand. It's like he's Harry Potter. And he just comes up that ice waving that stick like he's Zorro. I don't even know how he does it. Like, it looks fake. But, you know, Nylander reminds me of a young Solani without, obviously not as a scoring touch, but he holds the puck like Solani. I noticed the similarities. Mateo reminds me of a Sundin Yager kind of.
Yeah, he's like a combo.
He holds that puck. And then Marner, I'm telling you, Marner's going to be a more deadlier Adam Oates. Mark my words. He's going to become a pass first. Once he learns how to shoot, he's got like Alonzo Ball syndrome right now. He can't shoot. But I'm telling you, if I was Marner, I would grab Mateo after the game and say, Matt, bring me to the back of the parking lot. Let's whip some shots. Show me how to do that quick release. Learn from him.
Yeah.
Sit with him.
Yeah.
Sit down. He had that chance at the end of the game tonight. Would have been nice to see it happen.
Oh, I see buried there. He needs it, Joey. You know what? Look at they're 14-8-1 with no Nylander and a half-ass Martin, one guy. It's just not like. Wait till they start connecting on all cylinders and firing.
And we got a back-to-back coming out this weekend, Ralph.
Yeah, give me 1 second. He had a back-to-back. Give me a second. I apologize.
I know Saturday they play against Washington, and I think someone watching the show tonight says they have a game Friday, and I think Machiavelli is going to get the start Friday.
Well, if Machiavelli starts that game, they're in trouble. I mean, not necessarily trouble.
You know what? He played great in Boston. He was hung left to dry in L.A. In L.A., he was not his fault. Poor guy, Gardner spent half the game on his ass. There's nothing he could have done about that. But in Boston, he earned his $800,000, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're back-to-back. Carolina, they're in Carolina, they're flying home against Washington.
Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. Then you got to go with Machiavelli on the Friday and Anderson coming home. Would it be a stretch to think if the Leafs could get 3 to the 4 of those points, Ralph, on the Friday and Saturday game?
No, it's not a stretch. Carolina, believe you me, Carolina's getting a harder time than Washington.
They always play the Leafs tough. My God.
What happened to 98? I don't even want to talk right now.
Bro, remember 2004 when McGillney tried to wrap it around the boards and Jelena ended our series and Irbe had hockey pads from 1963.
Oh my God, Arthur had the worst pads on earth.
He had a mask like that green guy from the Flintstones. What's that guy's name? I wanted to kill him, Irbe. Oh my God. Irbe had a voice like Holik. All the guys with the bad voice screwed us up, man.
Brutal.
We got your dad, Mike Spataro. It's a matter of time before Nylander will be playing center. You know what? Yeah, even put me.
Yeah, my dad makes a good point. He said to me last night, my father. He said,
you know what? He is young. I agree with Mike Spataro there. Put Nylander on the second line and keep Matthew and Marner's, and then Bozak goes. You got to remember, Bozak, JVR, and probably Leo are not going to be on this team next year. They're going to be gone.
Nope. Yep.
So I think they're like grooming the Capitans, the Samsonites, whatever his name is, and yeah, Sasha Shaw and Sashenkov, and I think that's what's going to happen. So Mike Spataro makes a good point. You know, why not just keep Nylander in the first line this year, really go for it, and then next year, he's right, it's going to be a second line center.
He is right. My father makes a good point. He says, let them do it like he said the other night, and he's got a really good point about Nylander playing in up the middle and behind Matthews. Like, look at what they had with Crosby and Malkin. Look at JT, how he always had Andrew Ladd for that bit of time.
Yeah.
That one-two punch. That one-two punch. Bozo's not like Bozo was a college player, an NCAA player. He had a great stint in the NCAA, and when the Leafs signed him, whatever, we thought he was going to be what he was. But his time's running out. He's slowing down.
You know, Dom, switch topics here to our backup goalie, McElhaney. He's doing a great job getting peppered for only 15 games. He'll be lucky, Dom, if he gets to 15 games. I think he's going to get 10 tops. And Dominic makes a good point. It's hard coming off the bench. I compare McElhaney to a married man coming out to a nightclub with me and you, Ralph, you know? Just out in the cold, doesn't know what to do there, you know, doesn't know if he goes gets a drink, not allowed to talk to anybody, doesn't know when his next night out's going to be. I think that's the same feeling Machiavelli gets, you know?
That's amazing, yeah. Because that's funny. Because when I went to Canada and I had the, you know, my situation out there, I was that guy.
You were the McElhaney coming out with me.
I was the McElhaney coming out.
See me get hat tricks, everyone in the club throwing their hats at me and stuff, and you were just there paying for my vodka soda, you know. And it was a good time to have you around, because I definitely needed that double vodka soda. We got Joey Marchese here, Ralphie J, saying he doesn't. Joe Marchese, one of the best hairdressers in the city, guys. Look him up. He cuts one of the best lids in the game right now. Joey Marchese. Great looking guy. He's got a nice sleeve on his left arm. A lot of good things going. He's never had a belly in his life. God bless him. He's saying he thinks Leo is not going anywhere, but I'm hearing rumors this is Leo's last year.
Yeah, Leo's last year, Joey. We hate to say it. His contract's really cheap. He's at 3-1, I believe. Joey's numbers, so Joey Marchese is really good with that.
He does. He does. I don't think he'll be here either, because I think they want to start going younger, and I'm not saying if you keep Komarov at the fourth line, but after next year, guys, we got to start getting guys like Kapanen up here. Again, Shavchenkov from Russia, we got to get him coming up, and even Levo, you got to give Levo $900,000. You got to understand that's how Chicago stayed irrelevant for all these years. They're paying guys $900,000 while the other guys are eating $7 or $8 million. So we got to start balancing that money out, and guys like Levo got to start coming on the third or fourth line. No more just pretending they're playing 1 or 2 games. We got to start getting rid of. You get rid of Bozak, $4.5 million. You get rid of $4.5 million from JVR. That's $9 million, and then $3 million for Komarov. That's $12 million. That's a lot of money to free up, you know.
It's a nice chunk of change. I can guarantee that. You just got to see who fits the bill for Bozo, whatever. That's going to plan itself out. Komarov, anybody would take it, but you gotta. They're gonna play this season out, Joey. But come trade deadline, come March, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with a guy like GDR. Very interesting.
Oh no, they're gonna trust me, Ralph. They can't pay him anyways. You might as well get something for him.
Yeah.
And then you fill him. Okay, he's scoring some goals in tight. We're gonna miss that, especially in the playoffs. And he's been to the playoffs before. He does score in the playoffs. But your dad's right. Starting next year, they're all going to be gone anyways. Are we going to win this cup? Not really. So why not get the kids in, let them frickin' go from March all the way right to the finals or the semifinals, or just get them in the playoffs. Nylander goes to the second line. Bozak's gone next year. He's not going to be here.
No chance.
No chance at all, man. So
No chance at all.
I definitely agree that. And basically that's it, man. So good show tonight, Ralphie Che. We hit it the first time. We hit an hour. Thank you for coming. Can't wait to have you next to me sitting down. So my left arm feels like I got a needle in it right now holding this phone for the last half an hour, Ralphie Che. I got to start doing shoulder pressers like my mom did the other night when I caught her in the video. She's still playing Candy Crush, Ralph. I think she's sitting on crazy glue right now. She hasn't moved in 3 days. We got her one of those old-timer diapers, and she's just doing her business over there. We got a tube that comes from upstairs in the fridge, Ralph, goes right to her throat, and that's where she feeds herself and everything else, Ralphie. You know what I mean? My dad sometimes throws slabs of meat at her, here, and she just eats it while she plays. That finger has not left. That clicker, I don't know what she does in Candy Crush, but has not left that flicker in the last 53 minutes that we've been live to air right now.
Oh my God, I watched that last.
You know what? My mother's a star in herself. There's people that come up to me in the street, leave your mother alone. They're like, actually, you know what? Keep it going. We love it. It's very easy material. She's like the guy from Lord of the Rings, but she's funnier, and it's really funny. The little midget there. It's really good stuff. Easy views, a lot of likes, a lot of stuff going. Again, Ralphie Che, thanks for coming on tonight. It's good to have you, man. Episode 13's in the books. Solid 55 minutes for me and my boy. Can't wait to have you on again. Tell Franco he did a good job tonight. 5 minutes is all we need. Hey, Franco, have a good night, buddy. Don't work too hard. Okay, buddy. Keep it real, Franco, okay? Good. What happened last night? Thank you, Ralphie Che, Franco, for coming, guys. Episode 13 in the books. Again, to our sponsor. Again, please share this video. I know it was a long show tonight. What else are you going to do anyways tomorrow? You're going to actually work? No, you're going to watch my video. Tonight's sponsors again, Joey.Tomaselli.DenovaGroup.ca for all your mortgages needs. 416-553-5639. Construction, refinancing, commercial. I do it all, guys. Vivo Transport Limited. Again, call Timo 1-800-299-1253. Transportation and Warehousing Company. Currently with 5 locations across North America. Guys, I don't have my theme music tonight. I feel naked leaving right now, but I love you all. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.